Taking out some headlines from Leadership, as well as The Guardian, Nigerian Tribune, Daily Trust as well, and not forgetting the Cable. So these are the headlines. The papers will be taking our headlines this morning right here on Front Page Review. And if you're joining us for the first time, remember you can always be a part of the show. We are here for you. We are your voice, and we want to give you that voice to speak. As always, we are streaming live on YouTube. Remember, you can go straight to YouTube and subscribe to our page at Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja is the page on YouTube. Feel free, join us, and let's have an interesting conversation. And you can also drop a comment on WhatsApp. Tell us which of the headlines you find interesting and you want to speak to. The WhatsApp number is 0700 010 961 961. 0700 010 961 961. Go ahead, hit us up on WhatsApp, and that's also the studio number. If you want to call in, feel free to join the conversation. My name is Simeon Sunday. In case you're wondering, who's talking. Gessie is not here today. But before we get straight to the headlines, let me take out time to appreciate and congratulate the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who actually made Nigeria proud, moving on to the round of 16, having defeated Guinea-Bissau via home goal, by the defender 1-0. Yesterday was really amazing. I saw a couple of videos and some of the commentaries of Nigerians on social media as regards the Nigerian match. Yes, there are, remarks that this Nigerian match, once they meet, a bigger side, the likes of Senegal, we might be walloped, if I may borrow the words from Sportscaster. But be it as it may, let's just stay optimistic. Let's stop being pessimistic about the Super Eagles, and hopefully they deliver going into the round of 16. Congratulations to them, to the boys, as well as Coach Pesero as well. And now let's get straight to the headlines this morning, and let's kickstart with this on the Punch newspaper. And of course, the lead story on the Punch this morning says kidnapping epidemic. Most abductions in Abuja, others not reported. This is according to victim families. They are now speaking up. According to the Punch, says kidnapping epidemic, most abductions in Abuja, others not reported. Victims' families. That is the lead story on the Punch newspaper for this morning. And before I get straight to the details of that particular headline, we'll be joined by Rufai Oseni, the controversial Rufai, at 7:30. So you can actually stay glued to your radio set while Rufai joins us at that particular time. So now let's get straight to the headline. Kidnapping epidemic, most abductions in Abuja, others not reported. Victims' families. Despite the increasing wave of abductions across the country, security experts and families of victims have said that most kidnapping incidents in the FCT and other parts of the country are not reported to the authorities. Victims of abductions and their families in Abuja and other parts of the country who spoke to the Punch correspondent said they paid ransoms without reporting the incident to the police. And also Amnesty International and the Nigerian Society for Criminologists, which spoke in separate interviews with the Punch on Monday, attributed the underreporting of abductions to the fear of reprisal attacks and lack of trust in the security agencies. A kidnapping, which was previously restricted to the Northwest, has in recent months spread to many states and including the FCT. And families of victims and security experts have actually told the Punch on Monday that many abductions were not reported in the media, nor were the complaints lodged with the police. And you would want to ask yourself the question, why are the families of the victims not reporting such cases to the police? A lot of questions have been raised as regards the why. Part of the why, as identified by security operatives, is the fact that some of the families of the affected victims might not want any form of reprisal attacks where the bandits know that, oh, you've informed the police, aside, possibly we've had so many cases like this, just like the case of Nigeria, where they weren't able to meet up with the ransom payment on time, and they killed their victim. So part of the whys as to why this is underreported, and of course a lot of people do not lodge this complaint with the police, is the fact that some are afraid that if these bandits find out that such reports came from the victim's family, they might attack that family again. And also when you talk about the confidence on security agencies, we've seen Nigerians, some have actually lost their faith in in our security agencies. I'm talking about both the Nigerian police force, even the Nigerian army, and all of that, because of possibly some antecedents or some reported cases we've heard over time. So with this, the question Nigerians are going to ask themselves is, how do we get families of victims to report kidnap incidences with the police or even with the security agencies, as this would evidently help in investigation, bringing those involved to book, especially if they have been arrested by any of the security agencies, whether it's the police or the army, or if it's even the joint task force. So questions like this are being raised as regards families of victims not reporting such cases to the police. And away from that, we'll also talk about the headline on leadership, but I will be keeping this particular headline for El-Rufai Oseni when he joins us at 7:30, and that's in about 3 minutes from now. It talks about the crisis that might be looming in Plateau State, as reported by the Leadership newspaper. Leadership says crisis looms in Plateau as sacked PDP lawmakers vow to resume legislative duties. Seems like a lot of drama is happening, especially with lawmakers in Plateau State. There's also a similar headline, especially relating to lawmakers in Rivers State, where yesterday the court voided the 2024 Rivers State budget that was passed by the State House of Assembly under the governorship of Siminalayi Fubara, the governor of the state. I'll be also keeping that in the freezer for El-Rufai Oseni when he joins us, so we can actually have a conversation. And away from that, let's move on to more training headlines this morning, and let's talk about the 2024 budget of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as northern senators are now crying out that there is a case of lopsided allocation in the budget. As the Punch reports, 2024 budget allocations lopsided against northern senators are now speaking out on that particular matter. Anyway, let's try to reach out to El-Rufai Oseni this morning. And when we come back from this break, of course, we'll be having a conversation right here on the Front Page Review. Don't move a muscle. I'm here with you, and El-Rufai Oseni will be joining us in a bit.
This is Front Page Review. Weekdays at 7:30. Now you have a voice.
It's thrilling, controversial, heated, thought-provoking. Catch El-Rufai Oseni.
Came here to misrepresent the facts today as regards subsidy removal.
Kesire Aqua.
Report was that $9 billion is lost yearly to illegal mining.
And Simeon Sunday.
If you know something of this nature is happening within your community, why didn't you raise an alarm?
On the Front Page Review, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. Now you have a voice. News.
Breaking news on VOP 96.1 FM.
Sports.
The Greek god in Rome!
Business.
The exchange rate will begin to move towards its purchasing power parity value.
Health.
Help the patient as much as you can.
Politics.
Everybody knew that I was just managing.
I withdraw that statement.
Each day you open television, wicked.
Let's be poor.
Breathe. Security.
We're making some arrests already, and we can assure Nigerians that we are on top of the game.
And your voice.
But immediately they assume what the story will change.
Talk of lights, talk of good roads, talk of some other things.
Bad roads. They should try and do something to it.
The Morning Ride. Weekdays from 6 a.m. Voice of the people. Now you have a voice.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and Coldberry ice cream.
Delight in every school.
Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and Coldberry ice cream.
At number 4, Obomosho Street,
Area 8, Geriki, Abuja, or 3rd Avenue, Gwaripa, Abuja, or Federal Housing Estate, Phase 2, Lugbe, Abuja. Call 0908-831-5906 or 0908-831-5908 or 0909-238-9861. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at romeospizza.ng.
Website
www.romeospizza.ng. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Are you traveling to Lagos and desire a perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in our beautiful appointed rooms, featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Now, whether you are traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your every need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop from the Lagos airport.
Why not take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant?
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So why wait? Book your stay today and experience the ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
We have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at VOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. VOP TV, show up, speak up.
This is Frontpage Review. Weekdays at 7:30. Now you have a voice.
Good morning, you're welcome back to the Front Page Review right here on Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. Of course, we've been joined by Mr. Rufai Oseni this morning. Good morning to you, Rufai.
Morning, bless you. How's it going? How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to have you this morning. But before we get straight to the headlines, did you see the lackluster performance of the Super Eagles yesterday?
Oh, it was terribly terrible. I mean, for the lack of a better word. I don't think that team will go far in this tournament, honestly. Just me speaking out loud. I don't think that team will go far. And it's just sad.
So you're not optimistic? Yeah.
I'm not optimistic. Probably they'll get beaten out in the next round.
Oh, please.
A team that struggled. A team that struggled to beat the Gujarat game. They get beaten out in the next round. They were just like, that. You can be so played better. Can you imagine?
Very true, very true. They held down the possession for the longest. Anyway, let's get straight to the headline.
Yeah, Guinea-Bissau played way better.
True.
Guinea-Bissau played better, so let's not...
Okay, no problem. I'm still optimistic.
Accustomed to the low standard. Yeah.
Let's get straight to the headlines. Let's talk about this, which is on the Punch newspaper. And of course, the Punch, the lead story talks about the kidnapping epidemic across the country. And of course, the victims' families are now saying that most abductions in Abuja and even other states are not reported. This is what the victims' families are now saying right now. The question most people will ask now is, why is this? Why are families of victims that are kidnapped not reporting this to the Nigerian police or even any security agencies in the country?
Because they don't trust the system and they don't trust the authorities. I mean, look at this case that happened. What was the role? All we just heard was the authorities tried to twist the facts by saying they were the one that rescued when we know that they paid a ransom. So until the authorities really reassure of that trust, then forget it. Nothing will move forward. Pure and simple, because they don't trust the authorities. That's just it.
Okay.
They don't trust the authorities.
But what can be done to repose this confidence back on our security agencies?
Fixing the system and bringing about accountability. There was no point in issuing a statement that was slanted around, it was the police that helped recover it, when the people actually paid ransom. You know, yesterday I was telling you that I believe the family over the police. Have I not been vindicated now? Have I not been vindicated? It's not a shame that the family has now come out to say, we actually paid the ransom. It's not a shame. So why are we deceiving ourselves? My brother, we can't keep deceiving ourselves and expect the country to be better.
Valid point.
We can't keep deceiving ourselves.
Valid points. Let's move away from security, because it seems like we're touching so much on security lately since last week. Let's move on to the drama playing out in Plateau State, and the leadership reports that crisis might be looming in the state as some sacked lawmakers are vowing that they are not going to take this defeat. Rather, they will be resuming their legislative duties. And we know that 16 members of the Plateau State House of Assembly who were elected under the PDP were sacked by the Court of Appeal. And basically, this was over their illegal nomination for, the elections of the party. And now they are saying they will not take this defeat. They will resume, a plenary come Tuesday, which is today.
I think they should contact their lawyers first. And I get their points. The Supreme Court has ruled and it's in their favor and all of that. But I think they should also contact their lawyers so that you don't have mayhem, you don't have rancor and discord there. But they have a point, and that's why our court system should do better. So we just hope for every time. Our court system should do better, please.
So
it has to be said.
The question a lot of Nigerians are asking right now is if it has to do with nominations. This is an internal issue of the political parties. This is what the Supreme Court have actually said so far. And when you look at this, the question is, why do we have different levels of courts, stating different things? Is it not time that the judiciary comes around certain matters rather than giving different, judgments on the same issue?
And that's why those judges should do a lot better. And I think that Supreme Court judgment is a big indictment on our legal system. And the court system should be held accountable if they are to retrain the judges and all of that. Because you heard what the Supreme Court said. That these are things that are easy as ABC that you can see in the law books, and there's an antecedent to it. So why did it happen? And this is the same judgment that the judges were taking out time to go and defend. They didn't just give those judgments. They were also going to defend their judgments, which was a big faux pas, which you don't do. How will you be the one to be a judge and you defend your judgment yourself? So there are many things that we ought to do, and there are many things our court system needs to understand.
Okay, this is the case of Welcome to Nigeria. And quickly away from Plateau, Assembly, let's move on to Rivers State. It seems like there's drama brewing in the state at the moment as courts have actually voided the 2024 Rivers budget. And according to the report, the Federal Court here in Abuja did put an end to the political crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly, basically when it stopped the state governor, Fubara, from interfering with legislative functions of the House. Hello?
We said it. Fubara. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We said it. Fubara has shot himself in the foot. Fubara has shot himself in the foot. We said it. We said, what peace are you trying to earn without asserting yourself? Fubara took his own case out of court, but Martin Amaole didn't take keys out of court. He kept his own case there. And when he kept his own case, well, then what happened? Went to court, got the journalist Fubara. This is going to be the beginning of the passion of Fubara. And we said it, he should fight all the people that fought for him then. Didn't he call them stupid by not standing with them? So I'm sure you have seen the aftermath now. And once you have seen the aftermath, then so be it.
Now, looking at the judgment of the court, El-Rufai, will this not in a way come biting Fubara, in the coming days and months of his administration?
It will bite him. It will bite him, because what they are saying is now that the court said you have a right to call the National Assembly to intervene. You have no right to have stopped their sitting. You shouldn't stop their sitting. They copied the IG that they are to ensure that they sit. Secondly, that they should reverse the budget. Thirdly, that all their money should be paid. And Fubara lost that. Those people too can regroup. And for the life of me, we can say, go impeach him, and they will impeach him. So they've had Fubara where they want him today as we speak. And you see, they're going to make a move on him. They're going to make a move on him. They have him.
The question is, will the move, possible move, because, all fingers are pointing to the fact, especially owing to this decision of the court, that the House of Assembly might be having a move, against him. Remember, they started the process earlier, and we saw the whole drama that played out with, the arson case where the House of Assembly was burned down. And there were reports that this could be supporters of Rivers State Governor at the time. Anyway, let's see how things unfold with, Rivers State and Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And
we'll see how it unfolds, but Fubara shot himself in the foot. Pure and simple. Yeah.
Okay. So, in other words, you are saying he cannot, wrangle himself out of this possible tight end he has found himself.
Never.
Okay, let's move on to Daily Trust and talk about, the president trying to push for a reconciliation between, the two big heads in Kano State. And that is talking about Kwankwanso and Ganduje. And according to reports, the president has actually begun the move to reconcile the NNPP national leader, that's Kwankwanso, and the APC national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje. And basically, some say this is ahead of the president's push for a second term in office in 2027. This is what Daily Trust is reporting.
You should be careful, pure and simple. That's all I'm going. That's all I'm going to say. Kwankwanso should be careful. Politicians should not just be pushed around. Kwankwanso should be careful. They should be careful of what is not being used for because it fits the bill of what they want to use him for. You should be very careful. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, and let's talk about the president. Still statement credited to the president still. And, there have been several push that the president should reduce his cabinet. And I know you're one of the persons that is very vocal about the president reducing his cabinet and also asking that certain ministries should be merged rather than having this duplicity of functions of ministries. And now the president is insisting, according to the headlines on the Punch, that if he reduces the cabinet, it will definitely affect his performance. So some say, is this a way of giving excuses?
I don't think just an excuse is given. I don't think so. We keep saying cut cost of governance. If you reduce the cabinet, it will even make his performance more effective. Because you have too many ministers there that we can't ascribe anything to them on what they're doing. All they're just doing is to sit down and appropriate contracts to their companies and eat money. So forget all of that.
So you mean this is just excuse from the president? It will not, even if
it's just excuse.
He won't do it. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Let's talk about northern senators who are crying foul, against the president's budget. And according to the report, it says 2024 budget allocations lopsided against North. And this is according to some lawmakers from the northern extraction. And right now, the 58 lawmakers, which are under the aegis of Northern Senators Forum, they are saying that projections and provision of 28.7 trillion 2024 budget is unfair to the North. This is what they're saying at the moment. The question is, how unfair? On what basis are they making statements like this, about the 2024, budget?
I mean, it has to be said, every region will make complaints or anything. So, but it's just a balancing act. The question is, how is it unfair to the North? What are the projects that are issued there? I mean, projects done based on local government, and based on my last calculation, the North has more local government. Most of the parts has more local government than other parts. So, take for instance, if you want to talk about unfairness, if you want to do a project per local government in Kano, for instance, Kano has way more local government than Oyo State, So, I mean, I don't understand the reason for the unfairness. But everybody will raise concern one way or the other because it suits them or it favors them.
And the same northern, senators are also crying foul. Aside the budget, they're even threatening to sue if the president moves, some of his key agencies to Lagos, as we've heard in the news over a couple of weeks now. What do you have to say about this?
No, the move to Lagos is for operational efficiency. There's nothing that stops them from moving to Lagos. Anyway, most of the business calls are in Lagos for ministries like the aviation ministry and another ministry at the CBN. So let us stop this dichotomy. It's for effectiveness and efficiency. But like I said, anyway, the North has a right to their opinion. They will talk and all of that. But it doesn't stop, effectiveness and efficiency. That's just it.
Okay, with that being said, quickly let's touch on this particular headlines quickly before we go. And of course, this is still on, insecurity with Nabia, the murdered girl. It happened about 2 weeks ago. And this has actually sparked a lot of mixed emotions on social media. I've been monitoring some of them on X, and I saw some comments of Nigerians, some of them not too funny. And this is because the uncle of Nabia, based on recent information, made a revelation that Nabia actually bagged a first class. So the question Nigerians are asking is that having a girl with such brain, with such knowledge, just being wasted by bandits. El-Rufai, what do you have to say about that quickly before we let you go?
Nigeria happened to Nabia. May Nigeria not happen to us, and it's very sad. What a life, what a talent wasted. So sad. Very sad.
It's really painful, and a convocation was supposed to happen, on the 27th, which is 4 days from today. And of course, we know she won't be there. Really sad development, especially with that particular family. Thank you so much, Rufai, for joining us this morning. Really sad news.
Very sad. Sad news as well.
Okay, thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow at 7:30. Okay, we just spoke with Rufai Oseni, and of course, he has lent his voice to some of the headlines we've discussed this morning right here on the Front Page Review. Remember, you can be a part of the show. Feel free to join our conversation on social media. We are here on YouTube streaming live. You can actually join in and drop a comment as well. Live comments are accepted. The YouTube page is Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja. That is the YouTube page. Go there, subscribe to the page, and drop a comment as well. You can also drop a comment on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0700 010 961. I take the number slowly again. This time 0700 010 961. Call us up via the studio number. Feel free to join the conversation. You can also call us up via, WhatsApp, or you can send a voice note on WhatsApp. We'll be listening to it together right here on the Front Page Review. You can also call us up via your regular call. That's the call number. That is also the WhatsApp number. Feel free to join our pages on social media as well at Voice of the People Abuja on social media, on YouTube as well as Twitter. And feel free to join the conversation. We'll be back after this quick break. Stay with us. Don't move a muscle.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream.
Delight in every school.
Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream.
At number 4, Obomosho Street,
Area 8, Geriki, Abuja, or 3rd Avenue, Gwaripa, Abuja, or Federal Housing Estate, Phase 2, Lugbe, Abuja. Call 0908-831-5906 or 0908-831-5908 or 0909-238-9861. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at romeospizza.ng.
Website
www.romeospizza.ng. Romeo, the pizza champions.
We have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
Are you traveling to Lagos and desire a perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in our beautiful appointed rooms, featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Now, whether you are traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your every need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop from the Lagos airport.
Why not take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant?
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So why wait? Book your stay today and experience the ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
It's thrilling, controversial, heated, thought-provoking. Catch Rufai Oseni.
Came here to misrepresent the facts today as regards subsidy removal.
Kesire Aqua.
Report was that $9 billion is lost yearly to illegal mining.
And Simeon Sunday.
If you know something of this nature is happening within your community, why didn't you raise an alarm?
On the Front Page Review, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. Now you have a voice.
You're welcome back. This is still the Front of the People 96.1, 7:55 a.m. on the clock right now. And of course, remember, you can be a part of the show. Feel free to join our stream on YouTube. We are live on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. Subscribe and like as well. And remember, you can drop your live comments on the top, live chat column just on YouTube. We are also on WhatsApp 070 0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. That is the number to call. Feel free, join the conversation, and let's talk about some of the headlines so far. And for those joining us, let me quickly give a recap of some of the headlines we discussed with El-Rufai Oseni while he was here. We talked about the headline on The Punch where kidnapping the epidemic. Now, victims' families are saying most abductions in the FCT and other states are not reported. And the reasons they gave for this is the fact that they are afraid of any form of attack, from these bandits. And of course, part of the reason given by security agencies as well as the family of the victims is that, is the point of having trust in the security agencies. So these are key issues that needs to be addressed. One, by the security agencies themselves. They have to find a way to repose confidence, have Nigerians to have confidence back in them. Hence, we'll keep seeing on the reported cases of kidnap across the country. And also, we talked about the headline on the leadership, where it is said crisis looms in Plateau as sacked PDP lawmakers vow to resume legislative duties. And according to this report, 16 members of the House of Assembly in Plateau State who were elected under the platform of the PDP and they were later sacked by the Court of Appeal, and now saying that they are going to resume duty today, which is Tuesday, the 23rd day of January, because the Supreme Court have actually ruled in their favor. The issue raised, and of course, part of the reasons their nominations were made invalid by the Court of Appeal was the Court of Appeal ruling over their illegal nomination, that they were illegally nominated for the 2023 election by their political party. And now the Supreme Court have actually, handed down the judgment that issue that has to do with nomination is strictly and exclusively the right of the political parties. And the courts, should not dabble into such matter. They should let that be. And of course, the PDP, legislators are saying they are resuming, their duty today, not minding that, since the Apex Court have ruled in their favor. And still talking about the drama with houses of assemblies across the country, let's move over to Rivers State, where Nigerian Tribune reports court voids 2024 Rivers budget. Court voids 2024 Rivers budget. That's on Nigerian Tribune. And of course, a federal high court here in Abuja just yesterday did put an end to the drama rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly and basically stopped the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, from interfering with the legislative function of the House. And they asked, the governor that the budget passed with about 5 members is not valid, as it doesn't even make, the court in the first place for passage of budgets. And the question where a lot of Nigerians are asking, will this not come biting on, Governor Fubara? Is this the peace he's looking for, even though he withdrew his case from the court? But, the oppositions are still putting their case are still in the court. Hence, the judgment handed down yesterday by the Federal High Court, asking that, the budget that was passed by a few members of the State House of Assembly is totally void and cannot even stand in the first place. And also on the Daily Trust, we talked about the president now pushing for a reconciliation between the former governor of the state, that's Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, and Gandu J, who is now the national chairman of the party. And some of the reasons given for the reconciliation push by the president, as reported by Daily Trust, is that the president is doing this ahead of his push for his second term in office in 2027, as he would want a seamless journey when 2027 comes, especially as regards Kano, which is the state with one of the highest population in the country. And of course, we know that, Kano State is one of the major deciders when it comes to election matters in the country, since they have the numbers. And Daily Trust is reporting that this is why the president might be looking forward to having a reconciliation between Ganduje, that is the national chairman, and the national leader of the NNPP, Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso. The question Nigerians are asking is, will we see this happen? Will we see Kwankwanso with his Kwankwansia movement, being wooed by the beautiful bride, as some will call the APC right now, since they are the party in power? Or will we see Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso stand his ground, push towards solidifying his party nationally? Talking about the new Nigeria People Party, NNPP. And also on the headline this morning, we talked about the report on the Punch newspaper, where the president is insisting that reducing his cabinet will affect his performance. And according to the president, it has been reported that President Bola Tinubu has now justified his cabinet of 47 ministers, saying that the number reflects the diversity of roles required to run an efficient government. The president expressed doubt about reducing his cabinet, saying no guarantee this would boost performance in the first place. And of course, we saw he also in the statement urged the leadership of Christian Association of Nigeria, that is CAN, to propagate the message of tolerance and hope amongst Nigerians, warning that the opposite could damage the country beyond repair. And of course, Tinubu emphasized the role of faith leaders in fostering unity and peace in the country. Also said his administration would not relent in addressing corruption and other vices, as such endeavor sets the country right for the prosperity of all Nigerians. And of course, the president made the statement yesterday when he received a delegation of CAN, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria, led by its president Daniel Oko, at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. And of course, this was the moment the president met with the delegation from the Christian Association of Nigeria. And of course, this was the reason given by CAN for paying the president a courtesy visit yesterday.
Visit the president for the first time. Can we know what is brought?
Yes, the general elections of 2023 have come and gone, and by the grace of God, we have a sitting president in the person of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And so the leadership of CAN decided to come to pay a courtesy visit, to congratulate him on his election, and to pledge our support for his administration.
So far.
Oh no.
Okay, that can your president talking about Daniel Oko, stating why they had to go all the way to the Aso Rock Villa to pay the president a visit. And according to the CAN president, they are going there to felicitate with the president, as well as paying a courtesy visit, assuring the president of the Christian Association of Nigerian support for his administration going forward. I know this particular step by CAN has actually raised a lot of eyebrow across the country, especially from the Christian community, since this video went viral yesterday. And of course, the notification of his visit by Ajuri Ngelale who is the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, in a statement which he, released yesterday. And of course, so some of the question Nigerians were asking is, why now? Remember, Khan was heavily against, the candidacy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his vice president Kashim Shettima earlier, especially during the electioneering season going into the February election in 2023. We saw how Khan heavily criticized the Muslim ticket of, the APC at the time. But some are of the opinion that it is a good one, knowing that Khan has decided to shit their sword and they've decided to, wave the white flag towards the president, stating that they're here, to support the president. And the truth is, whether Khan did this or not, in a way, there's nothing that could or would have been done, to unseat the president, especially despite the fact that they opposed the Muslim ticket of the APC. And that's because the Supreme Court have actually ruled in favor of the president. And of course, the same fate ticket which Khan kicked against earlier. Anyway, it's a good one, from Khan, even though some Nigerians have actually said that they are going there to curry favor from the president. But anyway, different remarks coming up with this. Criticisms coming, support coming in for Khan. But be it as it may, you can actually tell us what you think about some of this development. Feel free to call in on the show. The number is 0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. That is the number to call this morning. Feel free, join the conversation, and let's get to hear what you have to say about some of the headlines we're discussing this morning right here. And also, you can drop a message on WhatsApp as well. The studio number is same as the WhatsApp number, 0700 010 961 961. And feel free to actually subscribe to our YouTube page and get to watch our live feed as we are live on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja, Voice of the People Abuja on YouTube. Drop a comment and we'll be reading them. Drop a voice note as well on WhatsApp. We'll preview them and get to play them or listen to them right here on the show. And away from that, let's move on to Edo State, as the Guardian report says zoning agitations get louder ahead of Edo primaries. Zoning agitations get louder ahead of Edo primaries as political parties in Edo State prepare for primaries amid rash of candidates jostling for patronage. The consideration for competence is gaining grounds, but so too is the sectional advocacy for justice, fairness and equity in selecting party flag bearers. And this is according to the report from The Guardian. And of course, we know that it is less than 5 weeks for political parties in Edo State to conduct their primaries to elect their governorship candidate going into the election. That will be happening in September in Edo State. And of course, a couple of political parties have actually announced the date for their primary so far. I think it was about a week where we saw the reports that the APC have decided that they are going to adopt direct primaries for the Edo governorship election. They are not going to do via delegates. All party stakeholders in Edo State can come out and vote, their choice going into the election. And of course, the Edo State election, will be taking place, sometime this year, September. And of course, talking about the primaries, all APC primaries will be happening on the 17th of February 2024. That is the date the APC have actually slated for its primary in Edo State. And talking about the PDP as well, where we've had a couple of, candidates announce their intention to vie for the position. And just recently we saw, one of the Obaseki's loyalists, throwing in his hat in, the race, and thus talking about Aswe Ighodalo of the PDP. And of course, talking about primaries in Edo State, the PDP have actually slated its own primary in the state for February 20. APC February 21, and the PDP as well have slated its primary for February as well. So the question is, let's see who emerges, even though there have been this, case where a lot of individuals within the structures of the party in Edo State, whether the APC and the PDP, are now calling for zoning as regards, handing down the ticket to whoever will be the flag bearer in the Edo State election. And before now, agitation to zone the governorship to Edo Central Senatorial District was loud among, the major political parties in the state. But that has now changed, and only the PDP is still favoring, the zoning. And of course, according to the PDP, they are producing its governorship candidate from the same, senatorial district, as they are favoring zoning over letting it or giving the ticket freely to every individual to contest. Even though the APC and the Labour Party are now stating that they are not doing this in favor of any senatorial district, rather they are throwing their ticket open to all the senatorial districts. So candidates who are eligible to actually stand election and would want to be voted in, to be the standard bearer of the party, can actually come in and of course contest during their party primaries in February. And looking at that, we know that Godwin Obaseki, who is the governor and also the leader of the PDP in the state, believes that for fairness and equity and justice, it is necessary that Edo Central should be allowed to produce his successor in office. And his position has actually encouraged many politicians from that particular senatorial district to throw their hats in the ring for the ticket of not only the PDP but other parties as well. So, and we know that Edo Central, which is also known as Ishan Land, is to produce candidate. But the question is, will the APC zone, because they've said they are not going to go on zone, they are going to throw the party tickets open to every senatorial district. But let's see how this works in favor of the PDP, because the PDP will still want to reclaim its mandate in Edo State, knowing that Obaseki is currently of the PDP, and hopefully whoever will emerge as the standard bearer of the PDP, knowing that PDP has actually zoned its ticket to Edo Central, will definitely do justice when the election takes place sometime this year. Anyway, be it as it may, we'll definitely give you the update of that particular report as it unfolds, especially as regards the Edo State election. And away from that, let's move on to more trending headlines right here on the front page review. In case you're joining in, we're talking about some of the headlines making the rounds. My name is Simeon Sunday, and thank you for joining us. And let's talk about the spate of insecurity in the country, as Daily Trust reports that's how we are living with threats of bandits. FCT, Niger communities are now speaking up and they are crying out. And according to this report on Daily Trust, they visited some communities in the Kagarko local government area in Kaduna State, where bandits have actually sacked the people, taken over their farmlands and converted them into part of their operational bases. And the villages sacked from, Gauna and Mutumwan, located in remote locations of the Buari-Jere SEC road, are some of the affected areas whose communities are now taking refuge in the nearby Ngami village in that particular axis. And in an interview with Daily Trust recently, residents of these affected communities have actually said that bandits have made life frightening in the area. And ever since they directed them to vacate their ancestral homes, they are now living in a new location in the Bege community and still not far away from the bandits. In other words, they can still be attacked, as where they've actually relocated to is not even far from their ancestral homes, where they've been sacked by this terrorist. And the gunmen at penultimate Friday night dragged 4 of their victims abducted from the 2 of the FCT communities and executed them near the junction known as Ida Junction along the highway. And of course, looking at the communities sacked by these bandits, known as the Gauna community. Recently, they buried their chief, who died, a few days earlier, while in exile along with some of his subjects. It's a terrible one, knowing that right now bandits have now taken over and ransacked some of those communities, neighboring the FCT and even within the FCT, especially the Buhari Area Council. A few months ago, we heard the report from the Kuje Area Council as well, where we've heard, different reports of kidnap and bandit attack in that community. It is really a sad one, knowing that the federal government is yet to take a decisive action against these bandits, causing so much havoc on the lives and property of Nigerians living in these affected areas. We're just still talking about the family abducted in the Sagwari layout estate, where one of their daughters was killed. And it was really sad this morning when I saw the report that the late Nabia is supposed to have a convocation on the 27th of this month in a school, Ahmadu Bello University. And of course, she graduated with a first class. Imagine what has happened, to that young lady. And looking at the kidnap issue in the country, I actually earlier saw a statement credited to, former Senator Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani made a post on, the platform called X. And I would like to take part of it right here. And of course, this is a puzzling question for Nigerians and of course the government of the day to answer. And according to, the post made by Senator Shehu Sani, he raised the question saying, the puzzle we are yet to solve is that the foot soldiers who kidnap people and receive ransom in hundreds of millions remain poor and look wretched whenever they are arrested. They are mostly in their teens and 20s. There is no evidence of wealth or comfort in their lives, and even the clothes these bandits, the ones arrested, wear, are looking so poor. No evidence of wealth or comfort at all. And the question Shehu Sani is raising at the moment is the question of who is the ultimate beneficiaries of these huge sums of money, and who supplies them with the weapons they use for their acts of criminality. I saw the report on Rise TV sometime 2 days ago and even yesterday on the interview they had with Nabia, the late Nabia's father. And unique statement made by Nabia's father, and some of the remarks and the revelation is made is quite shocking. You see the caliber of weapons these bandits are carrying, and of course we've seen automatic rifles being recovered by men of our security agencies after attacking or waylaying the hideout of these bandits. And you get to ask yourself, when you see these bandits, they are poorly dressed, hunger-looking bandits. The question Nigerians need to start asking, and the answer the federal government of Nigeria needs to start giving Nigerians, is who are the ultimate beneficiaries of this millions of naira these bandits and kidnappers are receiving as ransom, almost on a daily or weekly, monthly basis. There is no day on the headlines that you wake up and you don't see a report of bandits attacking. I think earlier this morning, I saw the report on Daily Trust here, where it was reported that terrorists in military uniform abducted 30 persons in Katsina State. This goes to show that there is no day you don't hear reports of bandits attacking communities across the country, whether it's in the northeast or the northwest, even here, in the FCT, or even part of the southeast as well. The question is, what is the government doing to trace the ultimate beneficiaries of, the loots made by this, or received by this bandit? Until these questions are answered, until the federal government decisively, have the will to deal with this bandit, we might keep hearing reports of bandit attacks across the country, because it is commonsensical to know that these bandits are working for certain individuals. How do they fund themselves? Where do they get the caliber of weapons they have? That we've even heard reports that some of them are even beyond some of the caliber of weapons men of our security agencies use. I think a couple, it was sometime last year, Dubai released details of terrorism financiers in Nigeria. The question Nigerians are asking, I think that was in 2022, I beg your pardon. Yes, not, I think, yes, 2023 or thereabouts, that, Dubai released the details of some of the Nigerians that have been fingered for financing terrorism in the country. And the question Nigerians have actually asked so far is, with these details given to the Nigerian government, with some of the names mentioned by, the governments of the UAE, what has the federal government done to ensure that some of these financiers of terrorism in the country are being brought to book? What are they doing to ensure that Nigerians find out who these individuals are, they fish them out, they name them, they shame them, and of course they prosecute them? It's about time, the identities of those terrorism financiers, is released. And I even remember a report sometime in November 2023 where Huriwa, that's the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, was actually, lambasting the government for failure to reveal the identities of these terrorism financiers. So something ought to be done about it. The federal government of Nigeria needs to take this, with utmost seriousness. The 2021 list released by the UAE government, mentioning 6 Nigerians, among 47 other people sponsoring terrorism, needs to be handled, and of course brought to the public light. What have been done with it by our security agencies and the federal government of Nigeria? Remember, you can be a part of the show. Feel free to call in 0700 010 961 961 as the number to call to be a part of the show this morning. Feel free, and let's talk about the headlines that catches your attention and you want to react to. 0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. And you can also drop a comment on YouTube. We are live on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. Feel free, join the conversation, and let's get talking on some of the headlines you find interesting. And talking about the report I saw earlier on terrorists attacking a community in Kaduna State, as reported by Daily Trust. Daily Trust reports today that terrorists in military uniform abduct 30 in Katsina. And the report says terrorists wearing military uniforms, over the weekend, attacked a community in Kaduna State. And looking at this particular report, a lot of questions in the minds of Nigerians. Anyway, I don't even have answers to this question, but terrorists wearing military uniforms, kidnapped 30 people in the Tashanagule village in the Basari local government area of Katsina State. And, Daily Trust correspondent gathered that the terrorists attacked the village, on Sunday night at 8 p.m. And sources in the community disclosed that the bandits entered the village and started shooting into the air. And thereafter, they began to call on those running to stop, assuring that nothing would happen to them. And they were saying, and in quotes, which one of the sources said, "We are security personnel, we have come to help you, but you are running away. We will shoot anyone who runs away." And this was what the bandits were reportedly saying, making them, the community members have trust in them, thinking they were security personnel, and also knowing that they were wearing, military camouflages. The question is, the Nigerian government needs to find a way around the issue of bandit attacks in the country. Hence, at the end of the day, there might be no one here to even rule over. So seriousness ought to be taken in handling the issue of bandits right now in the country. And finally, on the headline this morning, before we pave way for the sports to come through at 8:30 a.m., let's quickly touch on the headline talking about the relocation of federal agencies to Lagos, as there are rumples over the relocation of federal agencies to Lagos. Vanguard reports this morning. Outrage yesterday trailed some northern senators' position on the relocation of federal agencies to the Lagos from Abuja. And the senators had, aside from expressing their angst over the relocation of the agencies, also protested, certain things in the budgetary allocation in the 2024 budget. And looking at, the statement made by this group, they are now threatening legal action, that they might consider legal action if the federal government moves some of its key and critical agencies, to Lagos. And part of it is the relocation of some departments of the CBN as well as the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, moving it, over to Lagos State. And looking at that, the senators have actually planned to engage the federal government. In a statement by spokesman Senator Suleiman Kawu Sumaila of NNPP, he have actually said that the senators have actually concluded an arrangement to engage, the federal government and the National Assembly and stakeholders to address some of these issues. The question is, if the federal government seeks to relocate some of its critical agencies to Lagos for operational, sake, some of our said, I don't see the reason why the northern senators should be raising dust on this particular issue. Anyway, these are the headlines we have for you right here on the front page review, right here on Voice of the People. That's been an awesome time talking about the headlines. I'll be back right after the sports, at 9 a.m., bringing you the news around Abuja. And of course, we'll be talking business from 9:30 a.m. right here on the show. Stay with me. My name is Simeon Sunday, paving the way for sports. I'll be right back at the top of the hour.